We're going to get back to the metal. It's kind of a bit chilly today, but tomorrow it's supposed to be up to 46, 47 degrees, and it's supposed to stay in the 40s for the next week or so, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to start getting back at it where I left off. So this is kind of where I left off, right here. I had to stop there to put my porch in, so I got a lot going on right here. A lot. So, still waiting on a piece of trim. Should have that in the next day or two. But putting steel on a post frame or pole barn building that you're making into a house with a bunch of windows is a completely different animal than just throwing it up on a barn or building with not many windows. So some of the things that I did to make it easier is when I planned this out, I made it so my wainscoting would kind of intersect part of the windows. And the reason I did that is because I felt like it'd be easier to get steel around the windows versus having one piece I had to go around like that. Now I'm just dealing with a 3-foot piece with a little cutout. The upper piece I'm just dealing with a cutout. And then another thing I did, and there's a couple reasons. I put a piece of trim across there from edge of the roof to edge of the roof, and cut that piece of steel because that's 30 foot to the peak. And I did that for a couple reasons. One, I thought it would look really nice to have a linear break to kind of define that gable up there. And it really turned out nice. And the second reason I did it is because I didn't want to have to deal with a 30-foot piece of steel and then try to cut around windows and everything. I just thought that'd be way too difficult, so I wanted to simplify it. And so we put this linear break in there, and that's just wainscot trim that I used. And I think it turned out really nice, and it made it a lot easier. And it's going to make my life a lot easier when I'm going around all these windows and everything up here too. This piece right here is going to be the most difficult piece on the house because I got a notch around that window. I got to cut an angle down the roof, come around the overhang, and then notch around this window. We're just going to go ahead and get going on this. I got this piece marked out right here, and we'll go ahead and get that cut. Drawing a line with your pencil with the steel and you're going over these ribs, one of the things you need to do is make sure that you keep your pencil or whatever you're marking with straight up and down as you go over these ribs. Otherwise, if you're at an angle, you're not going to have a straight cut. So just keep that in mind, to keep your pencil straight up and down along your straight edge as you come up over these ribs, and you'll get a nice cut. And what I use to cut these is this Makita nibbler. It works really nice. It's a powered one. They do make a cordless one. I think this one was $299. The cordless one with batteries is like $500-600. And for me, at this point, as much as I use it, this saved me $200-300 just buying this one. And in the past, I've used some snips that I hook onto my drill, which they work good, but they will deform the metal. And this works really nice because you get a nice clean cut and it doesn't deform it. So. Alright guys, what I'm doing now is I'm going to set the bottom trim for my that goes under my wainscoting. So I'm using my laser level, and I'm just getting it right where I need it, and then I'm hitting it with my stapler. So if you don't have a a laser level, you'll have to find out where it is, mark it, and then use string lines, maybe a string level, and chalk a line or something. But this is the best way I found to do it. What I'm working on now is getting this, I have to get this soffit and fascia done so I can put my J trim right there. So I'm going to run it out here to this corner. And what I do on these corners is I just take two pieces of they actually make a double-sided piece, but I never end up buying it, so I usually just take two pieces, put them back to back, and then I run my pieces, and then it looks real nice that way. So I'm going to get this ran out to here, and then I'll start making the trim for there, so when my dad gets here, I hopefully can have that piece all cut and ready to go. It's going to be, let's just say it's going to be a miracle if I get it cut right the first time, but we'll see. If I can get that one up, be a lot. The rest of the day will be pretty nice, and we're going to be in the sun all afternoon, so it's going to be, hopefully the sun clouds won't stay out and it'll be nice and warm and we can enjoy the day. So guys, we got this piece cut, hopefully for the first and the last time, but there's a lot going on with it, as you can see. Got one window cut around, comes down, we got another window and a sliver, and then there's obviously where the roof goes in. Then our trim's going to have to go into that little notch right here, so I can get that waterproofed. Might have to make a notch up and tuck some steel in and angle it out so when any water that comes down will hit that and divert out. So we'll see what happens when we get it up there. Alright, well that went in way better than we thought it was going to. We got it pretty much in everywhere. I did have to take this piece of steel off because I didn't have, this is the notch for the trim that comes down behind the steel and then over my roof steel. So yeah, that's worthy of lunchtime. So see you after lunch. Steel back in, and unfortunately this rib was here, but if you can see, I don't know how well you can see that, the cut is up high and then this trim slides down in it, so the water is going to be down here and it's going to run off and down. So as far as water goes, we should be pretty good. So I'm just going to get this piece of steel fastened down, then we're going to continue down along this side. Here's the ridge cap, and then I took some of that flexible window seal tape that I had left, and I put that over here, and that seals all this off here from any chance of getting water in there. And I built this piece, which will sit over, and then the sidewall steel will come down over it. So no chance of water getting in on that ridge. Alright everyone, that's going to be the end of part 1 of the steel episode. There's probably going to be, I don't know, I'm guessing 3 or 4 shows. And I think what I've decided to do is I'm going to try to make these videos around a 10 to 12 minutes so they don't take up like a ton of your time. I feel like a lot of these are around 20, 25 minutes, and I feel like maybe that's too long. It's a lot of work to edit them, but if you could, leave a comment if you have any preference. If you'd like to see the shows around 10-12 minutes and then see them more frequently, I'd like to try to do that. I think it would help people out. Maybe you could watch it on your lunch break or right away in the morning, and it wouldn't take up a ton of your time. So that's one thing. Another thing that I'd really like to do as my channel grows is incorporate playlists on my channel. One is a how-to section where I can cover how to do something in a short 5-minute video, so you don't necessarily have to watch an entire episode to see how to do something. So if you have anything specifically that you'd like to see how you do it, leave it in the comments, and I'll try to get that up eventually. And another thing that I want to start doing is create a tool playlist where I can do 5-minute shows in that playlist covering tools that I've used on this project, or tools that you're interested in, what my opinion is, what my experience with them is. So if you have any interest in commenting on any of that, I'd love to hear what your guys' opinion is on the show length, the frequency of the shows, if there's any tools or how-to things you'd like me to upload. I'd love to try to do that. And obviously, I'm trying to build this house, I'm trying to video, edit it, and I have a wife and 3 kids to take care of. So it might take me a little time to get it up there, but I'd love to try to do it. So if you have any preference or things you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments, and I'll do my best to get it done. And lastly, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for notifications. I'm going to continue to do giveaways. We've given away 2 tools so far, and I'm going to continue that as our channel grows, and I think it's going to be really fun. And the bigger the channel this gets, the more tools I want to give away. I really, really, really want to get to the point where I can give some really nice tools away. I think the couple that we've given away are really nice, but there's tons of tools out there, and I really have a desire in my heart to help people out and give more tools away to get people started on this. So again, I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.